Hello everyone, thanks for joining the tour today, and we're going to be taking a look at the newly renovated bungalows, or otherwise now known as the cottages, which we've gone through about half of them so far, and we're looking at cottages number 4 and 8 at this time. And this is just a view of the balcony. We changed the entrance from being in the middle, and so if you are familiar with the property, there used to be an entrance for 2 rooms in one of these bungalow housing structures, and now each bungalow, each room has their own entrance to the side and a little bit more privacy as well, because we split the balcony. So you don't necessarily have to talk to the neighbor if you don't want to, but you can of course go around if you would like. And moving into the room itself, these are brand new beds and frames and new design with the throw pillows and the standard pillows in the back there. And then you can also see the kitchenette unit that we renovated, and we'll get to in a second. Also, we added a working desk with a charging station, so you have USB and also Type-C there as well, right below the television. And that's for anybody who wants to get some work done, especially those work from home people. And this is a wider view of the room, and I just want to make note of the AC, because these used to be fan cooled rooms, and now we got rid of the louver windows, and so now it's completely sealed up, if you will, with, as far as the windows go, brand new windows. And also want to bring attention to the ceilings. So the ceilings used to be flat, and now we brought them up to an apex to give a little bit more room and make it feel a little bit more spacious, but still maintain the coziness. And also bringing some more attention to the far right corner of the kitchenette that we have, and we'll get to that in a second, and also the newly renovated bathroom. So we basically gutted this entire place. Even the floor tiles are brand new as well. And this is another angle of the bed, and just want to bring some attention to the LED bed frame, as well as the embedded nightstands and lamps, and another view of the kitchenette, I should say. And as you can see, it has basically all the utensils and tools that you might need to cook a meal. Included is a mini fridge there down on the left, and a hot plate, coffee maker, ice bucket, all the knives and utensils that you may need to feed a small family. Not necessarily Thanksgiving dinner, but you can definitely chef it up in there, especially if you're staying for an extended period of time. This might be a perfect type of accommodation for you. And that essentially is the kitchen. And now moving on to the bathroom. And as I mentioned before, like floor to ceiling, new floor tiles, new ceiling tiles. We got the LED frame around the mirror to give a little bit more lights. We changed out the square louver windows for the ship window, I guess you can call it. And we got the rainfall shower head and the glass frame shower door. Even the towel holders, those are all new. And again, trying to bring together everything in the room, the kitchenette, and to complete the cottage experience, if you will. So very happy and proud of how this was done, and really wanted to give a modern look and feel to this new room category, the cottage. And so also with this wider angle, want to bring attention to the closet. So you got some drawer space there, and you got some hanging space as well, and your safe, of course, and the ironing board is on the other side in between the closet and the window there. And yeah, another angle of the room, and also want to bring attention to that long standing mirror there, so full frame mirror. And that essentially is the bungalow, and this is kind of our way of paying homage to my dad and where he started from with this hotel, Travelers Beach Resort. Started right with one bungalow and grew to the Today we're visiting the Pinnacle's beautiful 2-bedroom sample apartment located on the 3rd floor of Tower 1, the Swallowtail Tower. This unit is lagoon facing, offering open water views and a peaceful backdrop that defines the overall atmosphere of the space. This tour will give you a real sense of what to expect from these residents and what living will feel like here. The apartment features a double balcony, ensuite bathrooms, and a thoughtful layout designed for comfort and flow. So come along and join us for this stunning apartment tour. So Kanya, this is a 2-bedroom that we're seeing, the concept 2-bedroom.
Yes, this is our 1299 square feet lagoon facing 2-bed.
Okay, and we are on the 3rd floor?
We're on the 3rd floor, and remember, living starts on the 3rd floor. So this is the lowest possible level to live, lowest view that you'll get. Everything else is elevated, it goes up. So it's 1299 square feet, it's open concept, living, dining, kitchen. 9.5 feet is the distance between the ceiling and the floor. Category 5, hurricane-proof windows and doors. Quartz countertops, recessed lights, central air, and the furniture, of course, is for staging purposes.
Okay, and so everybody will have an opportunity to choose and design, decorate?
It depends.
Okay.
So in the residential tower, this tower, yes.
Okay.
But if you're in the Canary Tower and you're going to want to put your unit back with the hotel, we have a tier, different options that you can choose from.
Okay. So obviously fully customizable, dream furniture, dream table.
Of course, absolutely.
Okay. Beautiful. And now moving into the bedroom, which bedroom
primary
is this?
Bed.
This is the primary bed.
This is primary bed. So you get this view. It's a rainy day, but still a beautiful view.
Definitely.
From this primary bed, look at the space. It's a king-size bed, night tables. You can recline here, ensuite bathroom with a wet room, right? Because you have your big bath where you can soak, and then there's also a shower.
So that's one thing that I really like about this is that
the space.
I didn't know that's what it's called, the wet room.
I just had a client say to me the other day, that's not really a bathroom, it's a wet room. And I'm like, yeah, it is a wet room. It's a wet room. You close this door and it's a wet room.
And it definitely has that indoor-outdoor feeling.
Yes. And you won't be outside looking in, you won't be able to see, but you can stay inside and look outside. So you can be soaking while taking in that view.
Yeah, nobody can see you.
Yes.
That's good, that's awesome.
Yeah.
No, I love the layout, I love the tall ceilings as well. I'm a huge fan.
Of high ceilings, yeah.
Definitely.
Very nice.
And you get 2 balconies here.
Yes, so you have one to the left, and then one in front, and then this one. Ooh, you feel that breeze?
Yeah.
This one goes all the way down to the secondary bed.
And I also like the fact that each bedroom has its own bathroom.
And closet.
And closet, right.
Own bathroom and closet, so you can have your own privacy. One thing else that I like about this, about all the units, although it's central air, each unit still has your own control. So you can have the AC out here, the master one is on, and you can adjust it to what you want in your bedroom, on, off, whatever the temperature. You can do that in your bedroom.
Very nice.
Closet space, bathroom. See how the lights came on? See how the lights came on? I didn't touch anything.
I love it. Nice. Very nice. Again, tall ceilings, tall enclosure as well.
A lot of space for showering.
Tons and tons of space. I love the inset as well. Anytime I go, it feels like a hotel, you know. And
the finishes? Yes.
The finishes, but anytime I go to a hotel, like the bathroom is so important. And having that, as simple as that is, it is a huge convenience.
It is, absolutely.
Very beautifully designed. And this behind us with the balcony.
This is a balcony with more views.
Very nice.
Grade 12A porcelain tiles, and same, we're consistent with the windows and doors, 9.5 feet. Category 5 hurricane proof.
Excellent. And we just went through Melissa. Still here. No problem. Nothing. No issue at all.
No damages at all.
And I would presume that because the glass is so thick and it is made for that type of impact, that's why it's so quiet in here.
Exactly.
And you don't hear the outside traffic or even the rain that is coming down right now.
You hear nothing from outside.
That's crazy.
There's construction going on right now. You don't hear any construction noises. Once they're closed, that's it. It blocks out all the noise.
That's
amazing.
Talk about peace and quiet.
Peace of mind, serenity, relaxation. Yes.
Oh, this is great. This is great. And how much would a unit like this go for?
This right now is 691,000. This exact unit.
691,000.
Yes.
Man, get it while you can.
Get it while you can.
Get it while you can. Now, this is absolutely beautiful. Thank you, Kanya, for taking the time.
You're welcome. It was a pleasure.
I hope you enjoyed the tour of this third floor, 2-bedroom, lagoon-facing apartment at the Pinnacle Swallowtail Tower. If you'd like more information on the Pinnacle, please scan the QR code on the screen or visit the link in the description below. This podcast is supported by Discovery Water. Whether I'm working or training, I reach for Discovery Water. 100% premium Jamaican spring water. Bottled in glass, no plastic, no gimmicks. Refill, not landfill. Just clean, natural hydration from right here on the island.
Welcome to the Oasis.
This is really an investment, I would say, for people who have vision and can really understand what this can potentially turn into. It's not the prettiest site to look at, I think, for most people, but for me, I see tremendous potential and tremendous opportunity for value creation for a lot of people. My name is Winthrop Wellington, and I run this YouTube channel where I help people move to and invest in Jamaica.
This area is where the gym is going to be located, state of the art. This is going to be more casual cafe, more the owners can come and mingle. This is the additional 2 acres for future development. My name is Mara Watson, and I'm a realtor in Jamaica. I have been specializing in a lot of hotel condo conversions. I'm here today at Oasis Resort, and this is one of the properties my clients have purchased to convert into a condo property.
My favorite part about the Oasis is really what it represents. It represents the potential of Negril.
I have seen the real estate market change drastically in Negril. The market has gone up tremendously and the demand is huge. The need for housing has really increased.
Right now, there's 57 rooms here that nobody's living in right now today. The windows are blown out, there's no electricity, there's no water. In 15 months from now, there are going to be 57 refurbished rooms that are going to have owners that will have titles for each and every one of these rooms. That is real value for 57 different people, 57 different families that did not exist before.
Definitely the before. You're seeing it raw and you see the pool green, but that will be beautiful and clean within a year.
Doing real estate projects of this nature is risky. Anything can happen.
We're going to bring this back to life. This was quite the place in its time.
I believe this is a representation of the turnaround or the renaissance of Negril. That's also part of the reason why I myself am getting a unit here as well.
So excited to bring this project to the market, and it's going to be affordable. The units are starting at
Afternoon, everyone. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday, everybody. I hope you all are doing well out there. Good to be on another stream. Of course, we started later than expected, but so it goes. Still happy to be here. Happy to have you all hanging out with me this afternoon. Of course, I'd love to hear where everyone is chiming in from, what city, what state, what country. I think it brings us just a little bit closer together and kind of getting an understanding about where we're all coming in from, which I think is great. We have a good one today. As far as the show goes, we're going to talk a little bit about the Oasis that we premiered yesterday on my channel. For those of you who haven't seen it, you can check it out on my YouTube channel. And you can, we just watched the trailer for it, or the opening. And of course, if you're interested, you can fill out the form in the description below if you're interested in investing in one of the units. We're going to talk about it and, of course, answer any questions that anybody has in regards to that opportunity. But it's such an exciting one. It really, really, really is. And I'm going to give you guys some more details because we've got a ton of follow-up questions that have come in comment section and also in the questionnaires not questionnaire, the information form that is on my website. But we're gonna go ahead and get started. Let's go through some comments here and then we'll get going with the show. What's going on, Phil? Nice to have you on. Vivine, good day from Palm Beach, Florida. Jill, how's the beach down at that end? All good over here down by Travelers on the south side. Bonjour from Quebec to you all. Thank you, Mona Lisa. Trisha Bromfield, excuse me. Good day, Throp, and everyone currently in Bahamas working. Looking forward to my move home in June. Awesome. Looking forward to having you back home here in Jamaica. Jaden Throp, I only recently found you. Thank you for your work. You're very welcome. Nice to have you as part of the community. Nicole, greetings, Stroppers from Mississauga, Ontario. Nice to have you, Nicole, as always. God bless. I love Travelers Beach Resort and have stayed in the bungalows prior to the Reno many times. I thought I'd miss that classic feel when I stayed there in the remodeled version, but I loved it as much. Fire. Thank you so much. Nice of you to stay with us. Thank you for choosing Travelers. Jaden, yes, this is the one I love. I believe you're talking about the Oasis. Vivine says the beach, we are in the 80s. Nice beach weather. Awesome. Rude boy, these people complaining about foreigners investing in Jamaica, but they won't invest or can't invest. This is great for Jamaica. We're definitely going to talk about that. I got not so many, a small percentage, a few people who made comments along those lines. My phone is going crazy with inquiries about the Oasis. We'll get to that too. Cherie, happy Sunday, Throp and Throppers. Good to see you. Justin, what's up? Good to have you on. Thank you for being a channel member. Much appreciated. Jay Fitz, thank you as well for being a channel member. Hi, Throp and family, listening from Atlanta. Nice to have you on. Dennis Marshall, bless up from New Jersey. As always, love tuning into your channel. Appreciate it. Thank you for being here. Sutton McKay, hey everyone. Sutton from Salt and Sand Condos and Resort, tuning in from Nova Scotia. Awesome. Thanks for being here. Thanks for hopping on. 80s here, bless up from Montego Bay. Awesome. Kerry Williams, hello, Throp and Throppers from Texas. We are all over today. Great. I love the diversity here. Love everybody's chiming in from all over. Unique. Happy Sunday, beautiful people. I'm in Tampa, Florida. Donna P. Bryce. Happy Sunday, Throp and Throppers from Ottawa, Canada in a blizzard. Oh my gosh. I thought the weather was easing up, but Canada's going to Canada, right? Georgina, what's going on? Watching from the DMV. Always nice to have you. Thanks for tuning in. Luke, howdy from Orlando. Nice to have you on. Florida is definitely in the building. Michelle, greetings from Toronto, Canada. Throp, nice to have you on. Mark, what's going on? Good day, Throp. Loving the Oasis content. Exciting stuff. Hello, everyone. Thank you. Really, really exciting. We're gonna get into it a little bit more. The Oasis project is very interesting. Agreed. 80s hair, good trend, converting old hotels to residential communities. Marcus chiming in from Brampton, Canada. Nia says, blessings to you, Throp. Been a while since I've logged in. I do hope you are well. Yes, all good over here. Thanks for hopping on. Nice to see you. Jan, hi, Throp. I took to see the potential. Look to see the potential in the Oasis. Janine from Pembroke Pines, Florida. Rude Boy Bed-Stuy, NYC in the building. Nate, what's going on? Happy rainy Sunday. I'm not sure where you're coming in. Nat, sorry, not sure where you're chiming in from, but yes, it's raining here in Negril as well. Jammin', hi, Throp. This is Ashley. Happy Sunday from Queens. Ashley, what's going on? Nice to have you on. Blessings to all here today from Nia. Anik, good day, Throp and Throppers. Metro Atlanta, Homes and Loans. Simone, what's going on? Blessed Sunday to everyone from Atlanta. Jan, hi, Throp. I read that already. Marie, hello, Throp and everyone. Chiming in from Montgomery, Alabama. Danielle, hello, Throp and Throppers, listening from St. Louis, Missouri. Miss Cherie Logan from Brooklyn. God bless. Watching from Alexander, Virginia. Carlene, hi Thrive, greetings from London. All right, people coming in from across the pond. Shauna, what's going on? Happy Sunday to you as well. Hey Thrive, Kingston, front and center. Let's go. Kingston is in the building. Mama Pineapple from Atlanta, blessed love. Rich, greetings, Throp, chiming in from Toronto, Canada. Awesome, Canada is in the building today. Hi, Throp and Throppers, good day. Chiming in from Montreal, the Oasis content was very exciting. Thank you very much. Sitting here watching President, love the Oasis. Thank you. Nats on the West End, awesome. Negril is in the building. Oren, good day, Throp. Hope you are well. Doing well here. Thank you, Oren. Yazit, if I win the lotto, I'll take it. Beautiful home. And Tisha, what's going on? I feel like I haven't seen you in a while. Happy Sunday, beautiful people. Hello from Florida. Good to be back on these Sunday lives. Good to have you back, Tish. All right, let's get into it. So for those that aren't aware, we released a video yesterday. Kind of want to let me bring some context here. We're not going to watch it. I'm just going to put the link in the description, in the comment section. So if you haven't watched it and you are interested in watching it, you can go ahead and do that at your leisure. It's there in the description. So it's, I know a lot of people were asked, especially when I realized that you have to position content differently on different platforms. So I put the trailer that we just watched on Instagram and Facebook, and it has a cliffhanger at the end. And of course, the point of the cliffhanger is you want to get people to watch the entire video and to learn about the property. But on those platforms, you have to come off the platform to go watch the video, and it created a lot more questions than intrigue, let's say, and again, just people want to know the price, where it's located, all these things. And I was like, oh man, that wasn't the intention there, but you live and you learn. And so as far as the price, there are two different types of units for this property. And there's the cottage, and then there's the main building units, and they're going for 140,000 US and 160,000 US respectively. And the property itself used to be, and that's kind of what I want to go into today. It was such a beautiful property. Let me see if I could find it. It was such a beautiful property. Yeah, I should have had this teed up. But it was like, I don't know if I said this in the video, but it was definitely one of these properties that was ahead of its time. And I want you to watch this YouTube video that they created. All right, I think now my videos are coming up instead of the ones that they created. All right, so let me share my screen here. All right, so here's the Oasis video. All right, so this is theirs. We're just going to watch it real quick. Hold on. Just not that we need to hear the sound, but we're going to Roadcaster. Cool. All right, so you guys can see my screen, and we're just gonna watch this. This is their video. So this is, if you've seen the video that I did, you know what the property looks like. It's like it's pretty run down. And for context for everybody who hasn't seen it, it was a 57 room hotel, and I think they did a remodeling, I want to say 2017, 2018, around then. And small hotel by all rights. And from what I understand, during COVID, it shut down and it just never came back. And unfortunately, the owner passed away. But my goodness, did this guy do such a great job in putting this hotel together. And I got involved with this hotel, me and my brother, before I had this YouTube channel, did any of this stuff media-wise. And not really me, my brother was asked to come in and do some photography for them and to help them market on particularly Facebook at the time, and that's how I first got introduced to the Oasis. And again, unfortunately, shut down during COVID, never came back. Owner unfortunately passed away, and it's essentially been dormant, lying dormant for the past 6 years or so. And now these new developers, which we're going to talk about a little bit more, have come in. They've acquired the property, and they're going to be converting the hotel into into condos. So I just want to go through and show you what it looked like and how beautiful that it was, and you could kind of see how much money that they put into this property. And even from this is there, if you look from on the opening part of the video, this is where me and Maura were standing when we started the video. This is their front desk area. To the left is the office, and to the right is the front desk where you would check in. All right, so this is a minute. We'll just take a second to watch it. And I'll comment too because I turned off the music. And this is the pool. I might pause a little bit here. And as you saw in my video, the pool is literally green, and you can't even see the beautiful Oasis logo that's at the bottom of it right now. What I heard, they've had great service and great food. You know, they did weddings, and then so we didn't do a good job of showcasing this part of the property, but this is the restaurant digital nomad area that Maura was referring to in the video, and this is what this will be converted to. So this was their dining room, their open air dining room. Bring your attention to the crown molding and the inset ceilings and the fans, like very, very, very well thought out. This is another shot of the pool. If you could take a look at the cabanas, you can see from my video just the shape that they were in compared to how they look now. And also bring your attention to like the gardens, like how well kept, well maintained that they were. Like all of it now is like very, very bushed up, all bushed up, and just not taken care of over the last few years. Also, if you kind of look at the top of your screen, those are rooms that are above their lobby, their entrance. And we showed those a little bit, but those are the ones that are not being sold. So we didn't really feature those, and we didn't really show that we are selling them because we're not selling them. All right, and that is there. So I thought this was a jacuzzi, but I actually spoke to a friend that stayed there when it was open, and they said it was just it wasn't a jacuzzi. It was like just a smaller like plunge pool, I guess you can call it. So I think that's what they're going to do again there, I believe. And then there's like a back bar, a pool bar. That's where you got your towels and stuff on the right side. And well thought out. Well thought out. All right. So here's a good viewing of the property from the perspective of when it was operating. So you can see the tennis court. This was before pickleball became a thing. So the tennis court was actually fenced off, and the main building is to the right. So those are solar water heaters on top of the roof. And you can see there's 3 floors. And then again, the grounds are well maintained. Like they did a really, really good job there. All right, let's keep rolling here. You can't even see this water fountain. That's how bushed up it is. If you go to the property, you have to go around a bush, like very beautiful water fountain. But yeah, that wasn't it. Oh, hold up. Let me show you. I think so this this is one of the cottage rooms. And again, again, head of their time. Like look at the types of sinks that they had. Also having the sink outside of the bathroom area, I think was very forward thinking of them. Nice showers, great tiles. You get your own robe to use, logoed robe as well. I mean, wow. You know what I mean? And this is a small hotel. This is not one of these large all-inclusive hotels. Really, really, really forward thinking. Nicely done. I can't really tell, but it looks like these beds were made out of looks like cedar to me. That's the main building. These are the ones that are going for 160,000 there. Yeah, by the tennis court. This is the cottage building. I'm not sure if this is the exact one that me and Maura went into, but you get an idea of what it looked like before. They got the soaking tubs in the bedrooms. Again, this to me, this stuff became more popular more recently, like within the last 3 to 5 years, I would say. And they did this refurb maybe 7 years ago. Again, then this is what I mean. Like, man, they were really, really ahead of the time in putting this together. Yeah, they did a lot of weddings and catered events. They got the grounds for it. Beautiful. Really, really, really nice wedding venues. So lovely. And that's the bar. I thought they did a really good job with the bar as well in terms of what it used to look like. Just nice layout. Really, really, really nice layout. And that's the Oasis. That's the Oasis. Let's see. Anything else we want to? Oh yeah, we could show this. This is their Instagram. And man, it's like it's also like really sad, right? Like when I was like going through this and doing the research on the property and trying to find different assets, you could really, really tell, like as I was going through it, like man, so much care and so much thought went into this. And especially, I don't really know too much about the owner, but just having a Jamaican come into Negril. I don't know if he's from Negril. I'm unsure, to be honest. But to come in here and to really put all of this effort into this accommodation and into this property the way that he did. And everybody who I talked to who used to stay there or have stayed there before, they talked very positively about it, about how nice it was, how great the staff was. We actually even have one of their former staff members working for us now here. And I was like, man, this is like so sad that this didn't work out. But at the same time, I'm just like also very happy. And I shared this with the developers who now are developing the property. I'm just so glad that they're doing it / we're doing it, and I feel like really, really honored to be a part of this, to take something that was so beautiful and so, I think, impactful on the hotel community and impactful on the experience that people have had staying in Jamaica and staying in Negril, and for it to go down this hill and now to be bringing it back up, really, really like an honor in a way, honestly. And it's just, I'm so happy that we're doing it, and I think we're going to do a lot of justice for this property. But yeah, looking at this from March 2022, that's when the world shut down. For me, it was like my birthday week, and we saw. Or I don't remember, for us, me and my dad, my dad, and my brother, we were out for my birthday dinner, March 11th, and that night, somebody saw it on their phone that Tom Hanks got COVID when he was in Australia. And we were just like, yo, it's over. It's like it's here kind of thing. Literally went right to the grocery store and started buying up canned goods and water right after dinner. And when we started taking it seriously, and then I think Jamaica closed down in the month of March. When I say closed down, like shut off all air traffic and that sort of thing. And yeah, they got their closure here. And yeah, and it's so interesting. You see the comments. When will you reopen? Can you guys please respond to my message? Had to cancel my stay from the 25th to the 1st. Hope you're open in July because I have a room booked. We had no idea what we were about to face. Nobody did. We had not a clue. But you see people enjoying the property, enjoying the pool. Looks like they're doing some sitting yoga here. Staff looked like they enjoyed working there. I mean, just great, just wonderful. Oh, this is another thing, right? And so, as I mentioned in the video, there are. I'm going to get to a map in a second. So it's a 4 acre property with 2 acres that are developed. And so they had, in the 2 acres that's not developed, they had like this farm here that you're looking at, and also this huge fish pond. This is still there, by the way. Couldn't show in the video because the video was long enough. My dad, I'd love to hear what you guys think. My dad said the video was too long. If you let me know, I'd love your feedback. If you think the video, it was 37 minutes. He said it was too long. He thought there were some parts that were repetitive. Would love to get any feedback from you on that, because we got other real estate features that are coming up in the next few weeks, which I will talk a little bit about as well shortly. But anyway, on the other 2 acres, you could tell as we did the walkthrough how lovely that it was, and you can see here how nice it is. I don't know if they're playing music or anything like that, so I don't want to turn up the volume. But they had been you could even still see the banana trees, the plantain trees that they had there, like when we did our walkthrough for the video. And again, a lot of thought went into this property. These are the this is the gardens, got that mosquito right there. And these are the gardens here. I know exact. Oh wait, is this where I think it is? No, I'm not sure where this is actually. I thought I did. And yeah, these are some of the rooms we could look at real quick. So this looks like one of the cottage rooms. Branded towels. Man, these guys did solid job. Solid job. This looks like I can't tell which room this is. This looks like the main building room. Yeah, this is one of the main building rooms. That's what this is. Yes, definitely could tell. This is one of the main building rooms. This is what it used to look like. So these are the ones that are going for 160. I believe. I feel like they looked bigger in real life. Maybe it's just the picture, the angle of the picture. Nice bedding. This is one of the units that is above the lobby area in that first building. These ones are not for sale. These ones are being held back. This is the pool. So this is one of the main building units, going for 160. Another picture of the bar. The garden area. Got the calabash there. Nice sitting. Man. Solar panels. So this is on, I didn't go this far, but this is on the far side of the 2 acres that's not developed. This was, I don't know. Again, I don't know if it's still here. Again, like forward thinking, like ahead of its time. This is the theme here today. And back then I remember we looked at here at Travelers, we looked into solar and it was just too expensive for us. Like we just didn't do it. We have like a 10,000 kilowatt unit that we have now. But at the time we needed 70,000 kilowatt and we just couldn't afford it, and for these guys to have this mini solar farm in January 2020, just wow, like that, just awesome stuff. Another picture of the pool from the dining area, which will be the digital nomad area. Nice garden. And the thing about the garden too is that there's so many trees. There's so many trees there that you're able to do this, that you can have dining outside during the day and even especially in the evening because they have so many large trees, which is, makes the property just so beautiful. Again, in the room, they have the soaking tubs there, which I thought was just like, really, really cool. What else we got here? Another shot of the pool, how it used to look. I think, okay, we got the tennis court. And one thing that I didn't show in the video, and I think is important to emphasize here, is we're gonna get to the map so I can show you this, is like the maintenance and laundry. The laundry. Humongous. It's huge. And even the kitchen as well. They have a big walk-in freezer there as well. Like the guts of the property, the engine of the property is just so well put together and so well thought out of. They have 2 generators. One of them looks brand new. It looks like it can run the entire West End. I'm of course being facetious there. It's very, very large generator unit that can without question run the entire property. And I think it's like one of those things when you where I live, we don't even have a generator. So when the lights are out, they're out. But to move into a property that has all that has a generator, we just went through Melissa, and to be self-sustaining, and they also have all the backup water systems and as well, like very, very well thought out. And so people are like buying into this gentleman's very, very hard work and very forward thinking strategy and how he put this hotel together. And that's one of the biggest advantages, I think, of buying into this is like, man, it is in many ways such a self-sustaining property in ways that other developments are not, because usually if you buy, especially if you buy into like where you're buying a lot, which is a future video that we're doing. If you're buying a lot and building your house, you're going to have your own generator. Developers are not really, that'll be very expensive to have, to be able to run the entire property, including the houses. That's not usually not the responsibility of the developer. But here now, being that this is like a hotel that is now being converted into condos, man, beautiful. I mean, I think this is just a wonderful situation. And then even from like a housekeeping perspective, it seems like once it's up and running, of course, it seems just like the layout and everything like that. It's such a great place to work. Even how the maintenance, it's humongous. I probably need to do like a standalone video on just how that is set up. But we're gonna get to the map. We're gonna get to the map shortly, and I'll show you that. Not sure where this is. This must be. Oh, this is the. Is this the fish pond? This is what this looks like. Hmm. Farm fresh picks, farm to table. Yeah, they had the farm there. You could get your food fresh there. Ah, this is just so lovely. I believe this is the fish sanctuary. Could be, maybe. I think. All right, let's keep going here. A few more room picks. This is another. This is a two bed setup here. This is on the main building. These are the ones going for 160. So this is the conference room. Hold on, let me make sure. Is this? Yes. This looks so different. Maybe because it's set up. But this is looking like the conference room that will be turned into the gym. So this is in that main courtyard pool area above the restaurant. And so this is actually going to be the gym and not a conference room. Soaking tub, wedding, pretty cool. This is one of the cottages. These are the ones going for 140,000. Nicely done. Great tiles. Glass partition. Very nice patio. And then also, hold on. So you see the grill that's on the patio there, balcony. That's actually going to be taken down, so it'll just be fully open air. So you won't have any disruptions in the view. It's the pool area. So this is where I said, like, from what my friend told me, he said this wasn't a jacuzzi. This is more of a soaking tub. And these are the cabanas. And this place was hopping. Look at this. Oh, that's no, that's not there. That's at some sort of trade show. This is the lawn, big lawn right by the main building. Yeah, great place for weddings. Great, great wedding venue. Man, I hope I'm sure something like that we're gonna do something like that in the future and open it up. Look how beautiful this is. This is on the back end. You couldn't even get here because it's so bushed up. And so to the right, that's where the other 2 acres are. That's where the fish sanctuary was. But very, very beautiful setup. Very, very beautiful setup. All right, I think we're gonna close it out there. Get back to the discussion. Another shot of the tennis courts. This is again. Oh, that's the video we watched already. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Just wanted to share that with you all to kind of see what it looked like before. They did. Man, they did just such a wonderful job. Really, really, really wonderful job. Oops, took myself out of there. The other couple other things that I want to point out too with the sorry, I should put up, if you want more information on it, let me put up the QR code. I know how to do this thing. If you go to my site, or you can scan this QR code. You can scan the QR code on your screen right there on the top left. And you can fill out the information form if you're interested. We have so many. It's gone so well. It's gone extremely well in terms of like the feedback of the interest. I would implore you. It's going fast. It's going fast. Maura was at the property all day today, all day from morning, doing showings. She's got showings tomorrow. She got showings on Tuesday, and it's going to go fast. It's going to go fast. So if you're interested and if you filled out the form, we're going to try to get back to everybody tomorrow. That is the goal. We're going to get back to everybody tomorrow. But Maura has been super busy today, overwhelmed because she's like, she couldn't believe. She's like, this is crazy. She's never seen anything like that. So thank you all. I really appreciate it. Everybody who watched the video and those people who are interested in investing. Very, very happy for you. And so I'm just like so happy to be bringing these sort of opportunities to you all. And there's more to come. There's more to come. And, this, of course, is just like a really, really phenomenal deal and just getting a lot of value. Other aspects of this property and of this deal that I really like, and I hope everybody appreciates it, is that all of the water and electricity metering is going to be separate. And that is very, very important. And other condo conversions haven't been able to do it because it's very expensive. It's very, very expensive to do something like that. But again, this guy was just so forward thinking. And the developers really took advantage of how the previous owner positioned this property and positioned it really in the best way possible for you guys, for the public, for investors. And so, as you know, as many of you are aware, electricity in Jamaica is extremely, extremely expensive. And to be in a position where you don't have to share the electricity cost, because otherwise you get one JPS bill and you just split it across the board between 57 units. And yeah, it can work, but what if you're somebody who lives there but only spends a month out of the year or a couple months out of the year, and you have this electricity bill that you're spending right throughout you have to pay every month, excuse me, and you're not even using it. Same thing with water, and water is rivaling electricity these days. And so this is like a huge, huge advantage for this property to have your own individual unit. So all of your utilities will be you're only paying for what you use. Which I thought is really, really important. And then also titling here, that has been one of the main things in working with the developers that they just are just laser focused on, is getting everybody their title once construction is complete, and getting strata out there as well, getting it strata, I should say, and it being organized and owned and managed by the owners is also very, very important to them. What else? We got there's another very, very important thing that I forgot. Memory's going. Got the strata, titles. Oh, somebody asked, yeah, that's what I just saw. Somebody asked about condo fees. So the condo fees, we don't know what they are right now. And so working it out, this is just my personal calculation. And so I would think it's going to be somewhere in the 250, 300 range. And I'm basing this off of two things. So the two condo fees that I'm aware of are Point Village and then also Little Bay Country Club. Two, I would say, very different properties than the Oasis. And Point Village is about, I want to say, just about $200 US per month, maybe a little bit less than that. And then the condo fees not Little Bay Country Club. Oh my gosh. What is the name of it? Downtown. Uh, yeah, I'll tell you, my memory is going. Hold on 1 second. 1 second here. Somebody help me out in the comments. Downtown property, downtown Negril. Aqueducts. Aqueducts. Yes, yes, just came to my memory. So the aqueducts downtown, and I believe it's like 350, I want to say. 350 for the aqueducts, which is high, which is quite high for the size property that it is. And even multiple owners have told me that it's too high and they're trying to get it down much lower because yeah. So with this, so let's get back to Oasis. So that's like one way like I'm pricing it in my head, 250 to 300 based off of those two properties. But then also like let's do like our own internal math and what does it really cost to run this property. And so the way that this property is being positioned, it's a lifestyle property. So there's going to be, of course, 24-hour security. You're gonna, I would say, you're probably gonna need two security guards on shift. I mean, I guess you can get away with one, to be honest, one way in and one way out, sort of thing. So maybe you get away with one, but that's two 12-hour shifts to cover a 24-hour period. Then you have your receptionist. So you want 24 hours. You want 24-hour reception, especially for those. I know a lot of people are interested in Airbnb. You don't want to be abroad. Let's say if you live abroad and you're buying it, this is going to be your summer home, or you just want to rent it out for Airbnb. You don't want to have to be worried about somebody asking for extra towels, or the sink isn't working, or they're checking in at 2 in the morning because their flight came in late, and you don't want to deal with that. So you want 24-hour reception. So you have 24-hour receptionist, and so that's going to be 3 shifts of 8 hours each. So that's at least 3 people plus, I mean, that's probably I would say 5 people that you would need, 4 to 5 people that you need just for your front desk staff alone. And then the restaurant's going to be rented out, so you don't have to worry about that. Then maintenance, you're going to want maintenance all day. Definitely. You never know when and this is coming from somebody who runs a hotel. So anything can go wrong at any time. The guest has a problem, your guest has a problem, so you want stuff to be fixed right away. There's also going to be laundry service as well. Huge laundry facility. This place is perfectly set up for that. So you're going to want a laundry attendant in the morning and in the evening, and then you also going to want housekeeping. So maybe people elect to do, if you're doing Airbnb, let's say, maybe you do housekeeping every 2 to 3 days, but you still want somebody there. You're probably going to have a housekeeping staff of 3 to 5 people, let's say. Then gardening. I mean, you saw this is 4 acres. This is a lot. Your gardening team, you're probably going to need 4 to 7 people, I'd say. Maybe you could get away with 5, depending on how you want to do it. But it's a lot of maintenance, and again, just coming from here at Travelers, looking at our gardening team. I mean, that's 4 acres. That's double what we have to manage here at Travelers, and they have way more green space than we do. So what else am I missing? So it adds up, it definitely adds up. And of course, you want somebody cleaning the gym as well. That's part of the housekeeping job as well. And so that's why I say, it's going to be, I feel like it's going to be in that 250, 300 range. And I can tell you the developers, they want to bring it down as low as possible. Like that's their goal. Like you could see even by the pricing, these can go easy. I think these can go for 200 right now. Honestly, with the new design that they're doing and they're coming up with. I mean, you've seen it in the video. If you've reached out, man, I mean, this is such a really, really great deal. And yeah, they're going for 140, 160 now. But when they're complete, oh yeah, that's the other thing I was going to talk about, the timeline of construction. So when they complete it in September 2027, the value on these are just going to skyrocket. I mean, that's just real estate for you. That's just what it is. It's not going to stay 140. It's not going to stay 160. I mean, we all know that. So that's the other thing I want to talk about is the construction timeline. So they're going to start construction in May. They're starting in May 2026, about call it a month and a half at this point that they're going to be starting, and they're going to be finishing in September 2027, which I think is a very, very fast turnaround to do a refurb. But this is what the developers are committed to, and I think it's just from an investor's perspective. I mean, just phenomenal, just phenomenal. And I know many of you have already talked to Maura and you got your questions answered and everything like that. Um, I think it's great. And please continue to reach out to her. Thank God. It was like so funny, like going into this. Even when we did like the takes in the video, doing the video, I was like, man, you sure you want your phone number on this thing? Thank God we took it out. Thank God we took it out the video because she's already overwhelmed with the inquiries that she has. And so happy like I just made that decision while I was going on the editing floor. It was for the best. It would have been it's crazy already. It's crazy already. Put it that way. And like I said before, she's never seen or experienced something like this. But this is what happens. This is part people, and I appreciate so many people believing in this so quickly and seeing the vision. But then it's also part the previous owners. It's very much part the developers, and just me positioning and telling the story of the property and telling the story of the opportunity that lays before us here. But anyway, let's get to some comments here. I want to start doing some interactions and asking any further direct questions that anybody has here. All right, where are we? I got lost in these comments. All right. Oren says, Throp, I have noticed that no one talks much about real estate in Trelawney. It's got a buzz down there. I noticed right in the center between Ochi and Montego Bay. Okay, got to check that out. Auburn, what's going on? Nice to have you. All right. Rude Boy says, Throp, I'm thinking about buying a home in a gated community with a backyard. Will the Oasis have a community garden where residents can plant things, vegetables, etc.? That's a good idea. There's no plans for that, that I know of, but I think that's a very, very good idea. The plan is to keep as much green space as possible. I could tell you that. That is for sure one of the plans. Justin, thank you so much for the support. Thank you. Really, really appreciate it. Thank you for the donation. Rue Boy, thank you for the donation as well. Really, really appreciate it. Ms. Shari, appreciate it. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the donation. Appreciate all your support. Honestly, thank you. All right, where was I here? But I would say, Rue Boy, there are other opportunities out there that does have a garden. So another video that we're going to be doing, it's going to come out probably in about a month, is Vista Bella here in Negril, downtown Negril. And the property, your lot is 11,000 square feet. That's quite large, so you have room for that as well, in something like that. So trying to bring a diversified options here to the channel. And we have a lot of that coming out in the next 6 weeks. So we're going to talk more about those shortly, excuse me, not slowly. Anik Dian says, I stayed at Oasis 2 times. It was a lovely property with great amenities, beautiful location. There you go. Lena Davis says, this is not for the average Jamaican. Why do you say that? And I'd love to hear more. Why do you say this is not for the average Jamaican? Miss Shari says, Oasis really is a beautiful property. The only thing giving me pause are the kitchenettes and the units. I totally get that a kitchenette is meant to be smaller, but there any way to have a unit with a larger full-size kitchen instead? I would say like if it's being delivered as it's being delivered, if you know what I'm saying, like kitchenette, you get your fridge, your hot plate, and once you have possession, then you can convert it and do whatever design that you want. So if you wanted to put in a full kitchen, yeah, go ahead. I would say that, but don't let that. And this is what I've been telling my friends who've seen the video, and I've been talking to them all day today, is like, don't wait for it to be perfect. You know what I'm saying? Don't allow that to stop you from investing. Like, this is, if you like understand, or like maybe not understand, but like if you've looked into the market all over Jamaica, if you looked into the market here in Negril, you'll see that this price point for this location, for what you're getting, it is literally unheard of. It is literally unheard of. You're not gonna find anything in this price range. And I challenge you. I challenge anybody out there to find a comparable investment, a comparable unit that you can get this much value for this price. It just doesn't exist. Even for the person who said this is not for the average Jamaican, like, what do you mean by that? Like, what price point would you like this to come in that it would be for the average Jamaican, or that it would be, and like, please make sense in your response. Like, how do you think this, how much lower could this really come in? Although the developers, they were trying to bring this in at 120, and BMR were like, what? We would have broke the internet if we came in at 120. But they couldn't do it like when they were talking with the GC and the architect and everything like that. But I'm just sharing that with you and giving you that insight of how the developers are thinking. They want to get as many people into real estate and into this market. They're not greedy. They're not coming into this and trying to make millions and millions of dollars off of this. And again, if you're familiar with the market, especially in the Negril market, try to find something for $140,000 or less that is comparable to this. Doesn't exist. Even Point Village right now, that's probably the closest comp, but in many ways it's not. But it's the closest, right? I would say. I'm trying to think if I've seen anything in the 250 range. Maybe you could find a studio at Point Village for 250. Maybe for 250, not renovated. That's granted. Point Village it's hard to comp because Point Village is a beachfront property, 14 acres, two private pools. Like, I know it's not the same thing, but it just goes to show you it's very difficult to come in in that price range. So, Sherry, is like, don't allow, this would be my personal advice for anybody out there, not just with this, but don't allow these little things that may bother you or may not be perfect for you to stop you from investing, because it's worth, on day one, when the keys and titles are handed over in September 2027, it's going to be worth far more than $140,000. It's going to be worth far more than $160,000 immediately. So even if it's not perfect for you, sell it, get it now, and then just sell it in September 2027. Get your money and put the money into something that you think would be better or more aligned with what you're looking for. Gary Watson, my work is in telecommunications and network engineering, so I rely heavily on stable connectivity to remote system access, signaling analysis, and troubleshooting. Discuss this if you can. Thank you. So what would I say about connectivity? Jamaica, I think Jamaica is really, really good. Could it be better? Absolutely. And I will also say it depends where you are on the island and then where in that community that you are staying. So, for example, here at Travelers, we have a triple redundancy system in place that is all integrated as far as making sure that you're connected to the internet. Are there times where all three systems fail? Yes, unfortunately. And this has been more of a post-Melissa situation. And we also have a direct fiber line coming into our property. We have, I don't know how Digicel does it, but they have like wireless fiber. And then we have Starlink. That's our third backup system here. But I would say it's relatively reliable, and it sounds like you have a pretty important job. And I don't know if it's one of these jobs where you can't even lose internet for a second type situation. But I wouldn't necessarily guarantee that. But here, there are ways to work around it. And I think you're going to have, at the Oasis, you'll have a relatively reliable system. I'm not promising a triple redundancy system there by any means, but Negril generally gets good internet signal. Normally, with uh, before Melissa, things are still not 100% even. Digicel, just driving and talking on the phone. Even yesterday, I was having problems. Little annoying, but it just kind of is what it is right now. Rich, I watched the Oasis video and it seems exciting. Since the rooms are bachelor type with no kitchen, is it realistically more ideal for short-term rentals instead of permanent living? I think you can do both. I think you can do both because that's you've seen the skeleton of it. Um, I have my friend and her daughter. She's looking for a place as well, but I told her it's probably not the best setup for you in that sense. A couple maybe, um single person for sure, but a family, I don't think so. I don't think this is the play for you in that sense. But yeah, if you're by yourself, without question, it's a studio suite. It's not a 1 bedroom or a 2 bedroom. So if you're looking for a little bit more privacy in that respect, that might not be the play for you. But I think it's definitely a place that you can easily live as a couple. And then, mind you, like in terms of like how the skeleton is set up, like you can adjust once you have possession in any way. You can do whatever you want on the inside. You can't do anything to the balcony or on the outside, but on the inside you could do whatever you want. And if you want to get creative, let's say, you're able to do that. Michelle Throp, can we make real estate purchases in Jamaican dollars? Living in Canada, where the exchange rate sucks, it's cheaper for us to convert to JA dollars instead of US. I mean, sure. I mean, all we're going to do is just convert it at whatever the rate is. I would say it's going to be the same thing in a sense. But we're just going to convert it to Jamaican dollars. But yeah, we can do that. I know a couple of people are buying in Jamaican dollars. A few people that I know of are buying in Jamaican dollars, but no problem. We can do both. Nadine Dawson, I was the former general manager at the Oasis. Awesome, Nadine. That's very cool. So cool. In Negril up until COVID pandemic. It is a very beautiful and lush property. It should be a great investment. Oh, that's so awesome. I'm gonna screenshot your comment here. What are the chances? Awesome. I hope we do right by your former property, and putting this together. Rich says, I love that the developers of Oasis are Jamaican. Yeah, me too. I think that's really, really awesome. Georgina says, nice property. Thank you. Petula says, hi, how are you? It's good what you're doing. Thank you. 80s here. I remember being in Negril at the time, being forced to return to Canada and being locked down with no travel for 2 years. That's what convinced me Jamaica was the place for me. Yeah, talking about COVID. And same here. I was so happy to be in Jamaica as opposed to other places, and like just talking to my friends and family around the world. Oh my God, what a blessing it was to have been here. It's rough, mind you, in its own regard, but I think we fared a lot better than especially people living in cities. Returning residence program, can it help? I'm not sure. I mean, the returning residence program, the main benefit from what I understand is to basically you're repatriating back home and you get a huge tariff incentive to like ship all your stuff back here. So I don't know if you'll necessarily need that for this. I would more so think if you're moving into like a home that you built or a larger home, it would make more sense. I would just off the surface level of your question, perhaps maybe save that incentive for the future. Happy Sunday from Montreal. Happy to report currently no blizzard. What a beautiful property. Awesome. Mark says video was perfect length. Just wish you show the high ceilings you spoke about. Trust me, that's one thing me and the team that was missed. And I was like, do I go back and reshoot it? I was just like, forget it. We're just gonna allude to it. And it's just right down the road. It was just too much already with the editing. But fair feedback. Thank you for that, Mark. Sitting here watching says, when the other 2 acres are developed, will it share the current facilities? Yes. So you'll be able to share both in a sense. And I think like that's also one of the I think the huge advantages here when developing the other 2 acres is just economies of scale. The laundry facility and the maintenance facility. Again, I'm sorry I didn't show it. They're humongous. We're gonna get to the map. I'm gonna show you on the map. They're humongous. They're humongous. I feel like it could take on double the size. That's how big they are. Georgina says the length was of the video was just right. I wanted to see more of what the new design looked like. Okay, thank you for the feedback, Georgina. I appreciate that. I want to share all of this with my dad. Sitting here watching says solar has gotten much cheaper these days. That's right. It seems to have withstood Melissa. Yes, this property did very well through Melissa. The length of the video was just right. You did not show the high ceilings. Sorry, guys. I will show it next time. I promise. I promise. I promise. I promise. Sorry about that. Donna Price says, it must have been well built as no severe structural damage from hurricanes. That's right. 80s here says it's quite the oasis. I think it will sell well as it's priced reasonably. Great investments there. Will be a good payday for investors one day as Negril levels up. That's right. Jay Fitz says the bones of the property is very good. Agreed. Javon says Carl must be very unhappy. This resort was ahead of its time. You can see that a true visionary built this place. Sad to see this family didn't keep up. Just one of those things. Like I said, it was just like even just going through the pictures that we just did. It was like it's sad, but I hope we really pay this thing some justice with this refurb. Michelle, love the potential of this property. I watched the entire video this morning. Awesome. Thank you for watching. Donna Price says, not really for permanent living as kitchenette, not full kitchen. Like I said, I think it could be. It's up to you. You can make it work. You cannot. Like for me, I don't cook. So it won't bother me one iota. Wouldn't miss an oven. Wouldn't miss a 4-burner, 2-burner, 1-burner stove. So maybe. But then you can add in if you want to do a full kitchen, you'll be able to do that. I spoke about the monthly fees already. Sitting here watching says, what about having individual solar system? Individual solar system. I don't know what that would look like and how you would connect it. I'll ask. I'll ask about that. That's not something that came up. Talked about the condo fees already. The board has to control the costs to run the property. That's right. Absolutely. You will need more than 2 security guards on shift. Let's get to the map as you say that. I don't know about that. So we're going to go to the property here. So this is Jamaica, and we're going here to Negril on the westernmost point of Jamaica. And this is the 7-mile white sand beach of Negril. And we're going to go downtown. And this is the roundabout downtown. And we're going to go to the west end and come here and then start heading south. So just some landmarks here. This is Samsara Cliffs, X-Stabby, Rock House, and we're going to zoom in on Rock House here. So this is Rock House here. And then there is Sids on the Rocks, are formerly Coral Seas here, now known as the West. And so it's that next lane. This is where we're going. This is where Oasis is. So we're going to go down this lane, and then Oasis is back here, right? So hold on. What was the question? 2 security guards on shift. Okay. So, well, my bad. Wrong one. This is Oasis back here. So let's do that again. My fault. This is Sids on the Rocks, Coral Seas, the West here. We got SOV here. And then down this lane here, this is Coral Seas. Coral Seas. This is the Oasis. And this is why I said you might be able to get away with 1 security guard. You might be able to get away with 1 security guard. I doubt you'll need more than 2 security guards on shift because the property is completely walled off. Completely walled off. So you got the 2 acres here. Also, again, should have emphasized this. I think we touched on it. Huge parking lot. Huge parking lot. So this is the 2 acres that it's on right now that is developed. These are the other 2 acres. This is also walled off. I didn't walk all the way to the end here, but this is also walled off. And then there's a wall here that separates, and a huge gate that separates the 2 sections of the property. So coming in here, it's like literally one way in and one way out. So I said you might be. I'm not saying this is what they're going to do, and I'm not even pushing for this, but you could potentially get away with one security guard here. Could potentially get away with one security guard here. Here at Travelers, we have 2 security guards on shift, and then the company that we work with, they'll do spot checks every now and then in the night and during the day, come check on things, that sort of thing. But as far as having on staff, this would be my suggestion. And while we're here on the map, let's talk about so I think this was the solar farm here. I think this is where it was, I believe, because like I said, I didn't go that far because it was so bushed up and I was in shorts. I was like, I'm not going back there. And so this is the laundry maintenance facility. Look how big that is. That is humongous. Like it really, really is big. I mean, it's basically the footprint of the main accommodation building. Crazy. And then back here, this is where, so they have a generator. I'm trying to think, where did I see the generator? I believe there's 2 generators. I'm confusing myself. I think the generator's here, but the brand new generator is right here. So they have a separate generator building. And again, forward thinking, look how far the generator is from the property. Why did they do that? So my presumption is so the noise from the generator doesn't bother the guest. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. This is the fish pond. No. This is the fish pond that I was telling you about here. Very, very big. But it's hard to see because it's so bushed up around it. So bushed up around it. But like I said, just so much green space here. Really, really, really is. Even between the buildings. Very, very beautifully set up. Tish says, yeah, multiple owners seem to be selling at the aqueducts. Yeah, aqueducts, man, has that place has so much potential, but I'm not gonna talk badly about another property right now. Okay, I'll just leave it at that. Sitting here watching says, what if I don't Airbnb? Airbnb should pay extra for that. I'm not sure if can you elaborate on that question a little bit more? I don't want to answer out of context. Camille says, affordable housing for Jamaicans. My father would want this. The Thrills Hotel, now Oasis, was affordable for Jamaicans specifically. Give me a price point. Like how much? I hope I'm not taking your comment out of context. Like, what would be a price point that would be affordable for Jamaicans? And also, like, what kind of Jamaicans? Do you consider Jamaicans that were born and raised in Jamaica that now live in Florida Jamaicans? Do you consider Jamaicans who have very nice corporate jobs in Kingston Jamaicans? What kind of Jamaicans are you talking about? Will there be mini convenience store on property? I think that's a great idea. No plans for it as far as I know, but I think that's a really good idea. Sitting here watching, who benefits from the revenue from the restaurant? This should be used to offset some of the operating costs. Absolutely. That is what my presumption of the plan would be. And as far as I know, I don't think they've settled on whether they're going to sell the restaurant or whether they're going to lease it. I would think it would be some sort of lease. Or maybe they keep it. Maybe they operate it themselves. Who knows? And then they pay a lease to some sort of lease or rent to the board. But yes, this is absolutely the plan, and I think that would be great to bring down the price. I don't know what you're talking about that part, but we're going to keep rolling. Rickster, when will construction begin? May 2026, about a month and a half. Camille says there are many fruit trees on the property. The bones of property very good. Read that already. Job bless. Does a person need to have Jamaican residency in order to purchase property there? Nope. You don't need residency to purchase property anywhere in Jamaica. Jaden, the person inquiring about the full-size kitchen can get an early by 2 side-by-side units that have a huge kitchen and bedroom. Yes, you can do that. There's somebody who bought 2 bedrooms, 2 units, and they're going to be side-by-side. And they actually requested that there be a door in between the units. So they're accommodating, the developers are accommodating in that respect. Sea Legend, hey, Throp, limited condos, unlimited interest. How do you guys select who gets one? Thanks. Great question. This is a question that I had posed to the team last week before the video came out. And it's first come, first serve. You know, that's the, to me, that was the fairest way to do it. And this is why I said the people I know, I mean, my phone has been buzzing all day, from everybody filling out the interest forms. And if you are interested, you can scan the QR code on the screen right now and just fill out the interest form. We're going to be getting back to everybody tomorrow. I'm looking at, you guys are still filling it out. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, wow. We're going to get back to everybody tomorrow. Even I'm going to make sure the team, even if I'm pulling the team off of other work, I just want to make sure that we captured your interest and we kind of understand where you are. Very limited situation, and that was one of my fears in the video, and also before we put it out, because we understand where this is being positioned in the market and how it's being positioned. So it literally is first come, first serve, and they're going through the process, the sales team, and just get them in, and we're going to get back to you tomorrow. Like everybody, we're going to get back to tomorrow, and they're going, though. There's no question they're going, and we want to do more. We want to do more. We're going to try to do more, and this is just kind of showing us the demand is there. The demand is there. Great question, Sea Legend. Donna Bryce. I really don't think many people realize that there are many Jamaican residents who can afford this and more. Honestly, like, I don't know why people think that there isn't money in Jamaica, that Jamaicans don't have money, that Jamaicans who are born and raised, educated, and are employed and climbing the corporate Jamaican ladder here, or maybe even they're an entrepreneur, business person themselves. They are doing quite well. I'm not saying everybody is. I'm not saying no country is there a situation like that where everybody is living in a utopia and everybody's doing well for themselves. But there are so many Jamaicans that I know, a lot of young Jamaicans who are also doing well for themselves that can afford this. Thank you for that, Donna. What's going? Thank you so much. Dar, the man, the man Nell, excuse me, the man Nell. Thank you so much, Darnell. I appreciate your donation as usual. Appreciate your support. I purchased one last year, but want another. I want to invest everything in Jamaica. $140,000 investment, 40% occupancy, charge $96 a night, will net 10% ROI. Hey, I'm not gonna hold you back from investing here in Jamaica. The more, the merrier, and I think your head is in the right spot. Let me know if you have any questions outside of this, Darnell. Let's go back up to the comments. Almost done here. Can someone? Oh, sorry. Can someone define the average Jamaican so I can have a frame of reference? Yes, please. I think that's what I would like to know. I saw a couple of those comments on Facebook and Facebook especially. I don't know why I'm getting these, like, there are just more of those type of comments on Facebook than anywhere else. It's just, yeah, I don't know. And sometimes I got time, sometimes I don't, most times I don't. We just gotta let things slide. But good question, Jay Fitz. Mama Pineapple says absolutely buy low, sell high. 80s here, my flow was reliable till Melissa. Now I have Starlink and it's reliable. Tisha Throp, you know you were estimating the number of staff that may be needed, etc. But did you say you have an idea what the condo fees would be to start off? Oh, so I was saying somewhere between 250 and 300. That's what I was saying, and that may be a little high, because I might do some calculations here. Oops, 250 times 57. Yeah, that might be a little bit high. But yeah, I mean, that's going to take some money to run that property. That's for sure. That's for sure. And you got got the pool maintenance. You obviously need the public lights, the common space lighting, and the bathrooms and the water and all the staffing. So, 250, 300 might be it. But, somebody had mentioned, so that's like 17,100 if on the high end, 300, 17,100 per month. Let's do times 160. That's 2.7 million a month to run the property, pay the JPS, NWC, payroll. What else? And you got, of course, you want to have some sort of margin as well at the end of every month that you need to save up as a condo conglomerate, just in case you want to do like some sort of upgrade in 5 years or 10 years to the property. You want to pull from that. God forbid there's another storm and there is some damage. You want money for that. And you want to avoid a situation where you have to go to the owners and ask them to put in to do this sort of thing. So that's my back of the envelope calculation on that. Rich says, thanks for answering, Throp. I'm a single person, so for me, it would be ideal in that regard. Awesome, no problem. Gary says, are there benefits in buying in JA? Do you mean like Jamaican dollars? Just want some clarification on your question there, Gary. Thame says, we hear you, looking for the right property, still sending guests to you, and we'll continue to do so. Thank you very much. Tisha, by his own guesstimation, 200, 250 US guesstimation. Thank you for that. Thames, reinvest in Jamaica, and this includes human talent. We got this. That's right. Arrow says, we love the opportunity that this property offers. We looked at it today and we love it. I would suggest that the developers think about coordinating with the municipality RE speed bumps on the main road. Good question, because that is like good suggestion. Because that is definitely like a 100-meter racetrack. Could be. Also, is that a public road? It might not be. You'd be surprised that some roads that you think, at least that I know of, that you would think in Negril are public roads that are not. So, great suggestion. How close is this place to the beach? It's not that close to the beach, but pretty close to the water. So this is it where it is right here. And so this is what this is the racetrack that Arrow is talking about right here. And yeah, there is no speed bumps here. And you got some idiots here, obviously, unfortunately. And you don't want that. So what I think is cool too is that here, this is Erica's here. Great restaurant, by the way. Great restaurant. It's open. It used to be on the main road right here. I don't know if anybody remembers that back in the day. My dad used to take me and my brothers there for lobster. That was our thing. Excellent garlic lobster. Best garlic lobster. At least back in the day, best garlic lobster in the grill. Loved it. I loved going there. My dad used to take us there. Anyway, now they moved up here and it is like a nice restaurant. And I think that's like a big plus, supporting a local restaurant. And you can just walk there if you live here. But sorry, I digress. The water's here. To get to the beach, you're definitely going to need to take a taxi. But you can go to, I would say, if you want to get in the water, you can go hang out at Sid's, get a drink, get some of their famous mac and cheese, very good mac and cheese at Sid's. And you can hop in the water there at the West. But the beach, you got to go downtown. So the closest public beach is downtown here at the Negril Beach Park. Hope that helps. Just glad to see it coming back. Used to bring a lot of guests there in my taxi. Awesome. Thanks for that, Dennis. And that's the other thing. You bring up another point. Somebody, I feel like bringing up the comment, but we're not going to dox that person. But yeah, somebody on Facebook was like, I'm going to bring it up, but I won't show. I'm just going to read it. But you get a few comments on Facebook about this is not for locals. Hold on, let me get the exact comments. I don't want to misread what this person had said. Where are we? Did they take it? Okay, so here we go. It says, and 57 Jamaicans that will not be able to afford these because they will be bought up by foreigners, right? And it's like, I see what you're signaling here, random person on Facebook, but then I'm just like, I had responded to it, but I don't know why Facebook took it down. But my response to this is like, first and foremost, these are Jamaican developers. If that's so important to you, these are Jamaican developers. Secondly, it's mostly Jamaicans who are buying these units. And again, what do you mean by Jamaicans that will not be able to afford these? Why do people think that Jamaicans can't afford these? I don't understand that. They say the same thing with Pinnacle coming in at $630,000, some of them over $1 million US. And they say, and again, mostly Jamaicans are buying those. And then now here we are on a much lower side of the spectrum at $140,000. This is not for Jamaicans. This is not for locals. What is for locals? What price is for locals? What price would satisfy you and say, all right, we have a $30,000 unit, $20,000. Is that local enough for you? What is that barrier? And like seriously, Jay Fitz asked this earlier. What would be a price point in your mind that would be good for locals? And I'm not saying it would be good for Jamaicans. And they didn't say locals. They said Jamaicans. What would be good for Jamaicans? Would want to kind of understand that. And I also want to always say, not every property is for everybody. And I mean that. We were having a discussion earlier. Somebody was saying, I forget who it was. I'm sorry. Hey, this has a kitchenette. This seems like more for a single person. Maybe you're a family of 4. This isn't for you. Even if it was a 4, this is not for you. If you're looking for a place for a family of 4, this is not for you. I mentioned before, my friend and her daughter are looking for a place. Probably not the most comfortable setup for that situation. Every investment is not for everybody. And that goes beyond pricing. That goes beyond the cost of it. And so the other thing with this person's comment, 57 Jamaicans that will not be able to afford these because they will be bought up by foreigners. Even if it was 100% bought by foreigners, I would still support it. Because this person don't live in Negril. This person is not going to be the one that has to deal with the property that is taken over and run by squatters. And I'd much rather have foreigners or whoever it is, somebody come in and take over a dilapidated, abandoned property that is offering zero value to my community, zero value to Jamaica. I'd much rather that happen. They come and take it over, and then it starts producing revenue, tax revenue that can go to help building the roads. It can put roofs over people's head. It can bring investors here that are going to come to travelers to spend money and have dinner here, or go to Erica's Cafe to have lobster dinner on a Tuesday night that she otherwise wouldn't have. These people are going to help the local economy tremendously. There'll be another restaurant that people can go to and enjoy on the West End. It's going to give people another reason if they are foreigners, to come back to Jamaica more often. That's people buying plane tickets. That's people taking taxis. That's people going to Juicy Beef. And these short-minded individuals don't think when they post something on Facebook or on this platform or realize what we're doing here. It's just an asinine comment. And they'd rather the property sit there and continue to rot for another 6 years, for another 10 years, and do nothing, as opposed to having forward-thinking Jamaican investors, if that's so important to you, come in and turn the property around and create value for the investors and the community at large. It's just such a silly thought, such a silly comment to make. Anyway, I encourage this, and I encourage people to come in, and us Jamaicans and people here in the Negril community, maybe we don't have the means to turn around properties like this, or maybe we don't, or there's some people, business people in Jamaica, they don't see the vision and they don't see what it can turn into, and they're deciding to take their investments elsewhere. And there are many Jamaicans who can afford it, who have their summer homes in Florida or New York or wherever, and that's where their second home is, and they're choosing not to invest in Jamaica. And that's their prerogative, and they can do that. And that's totally up to them. But here, we're taking this property again that is serving nobody, that is not helping the community, that is not leveling us up in any way. And they're taking it and turning it around and turning it into a revenue generating asset. Sorry about that rant. Didn't mean to do that, but it sometimes comes. All right, let's keep going here with the comments. All right, thank you for comedic relief. You don't cook, Throp? No, not at all. If you don't mind me asking, how do you manage? You eat out daily? If so, you're in great shape. If you don't mind me saying so, thank you very much. I mostly eat more of my meals at the hotel, or I do go out. I mean, pretty typical New Yorker, I would say. I mean, a lot of my friends don't cook. They just go out, and yeah, that's me. Karen asks, can you please go over the prices? I want to share with my husband. There's two units, two different types of units. They're going for 140,000 and 160,000. If you're interested, you can scan the QR code right here on the screen, and you can fill out the information form. And we're going to try to get back to every single person tomorrow who filled out the information form. Donovan says, I watched the video yesterday. It looks like a good investment. Thanks for what you're doing. Love it. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Oh, let's see here. Will the owners have a dedicated parking spot? Good question. I don't know. I think that's going to be hard to do. But I don't know. Good question. It's a rather large parking lot, as you see. It's pretty big. Good question. I will bring that up to the developers and see what they say. Just screenshotting here. And Dean says the property had fully operational solar system previously. There was also a huge generator on the property. Both these systems were located on the farm. That is the other section of the property. See, thank you for this, Nadine. So for those who are just joining, Nadine is the former general manager of the Oasis when it was operating. So she's giving us some really great insight here. So I want to show you what she's talking about here. Let me pull up the map. So we are back to the Oasis right here. So this is the Oasis. Is this the Oasis? hold on. I confused myself. Rock House. Where am I? That's not it. Oh, sorry. Here's the Oasis, right? No, that is not the Oasis. SOV. Okay, sorry. Up here. I got lost in the sauce. So this is the 2 acres that are developed at the Oasis, and then this is the two acres that is not developed. So as Nadine is saying, this is where the farm was, and this is where the fish pond was, and then back here, this is where I presume the solar was. This is where I think it was. This is where the huge generator was that still is, that she was referring to. And that's amazing to know that that it was fully solar, that the property was fully solar. Thank you for that insight, Nadine. Really appreciate it. So happy that you're on giving us this information. Really appreciate that. Sitting here watching says the use of cameras will go a far way with helping security on the property. Good point. Michelle says you need to ask your prime minister to fix the roads and infrastructure. Then you would be seeing improvement in people investing and coming back to Jamaica. I think people are investing and coming back to Jamaica in droves. I don't think people really understand what's happening. They are coming back and they are investing in Jamaica tremendously. That is Jamaicans especially. Do you have bushfires in the area? Thankfully, no, we do not. Only in the unfortunately in the Great Morass, which is here. This is our Great Morass, which is an environmentally protected area, and we do have bushfires there, but not on the West End. Sitting here watching says for the Airbnb, you said there would be a need for 24 hours receptionist for check-in and other needs for Airbnb customer. Therefore, the Airbnb owners would pay more for this service. So it's part of it. It's part of what you're paying for. Rude Boy says, hard to say what say what an average Jamaican is. What's the reference? Income, education, wealth. Good point. Gary says, I think your previous guest might have meant for many Jamaicans living and working locally, salaries are much lower than U.S. I'm guessing. Yes, this is true. Keep rolling. Arrow says, I'm referring to West End Road. It's not easy to make the right on the West. Oh, I see. You know what? Good point. I see what you're saying, Arrow. So let's bring that up. And so what he's referring to, but I still think this is a crazy straight shot down. Anyway, but yes. So here, I think this can be adjusted, let's say, but this is a bit of a blind corner. And it probably isn't that big of a deal because there's nobody living here. There's no traffic coming to or going to Oasis. And so this is a bit of a blind corner here with people coming around this corner, and say you need to make a right coming out of Oasis and then a car coming from the West End here. Maybe there needs to be a mirror, something here, but excellent point, Arrow. I'm glad you pointed that out. And we're going to need to do something there for sure. Thank you for that. Excellent point. Reserve saves money monthly for future repairs and unexpected events. That's right. Thank you for that word reserve. That's what I was looking for. What else we got here? Gary Watson says, this is ridiculous talk. I'm coming back to Jamaica to get rid of my demons. Many of us are coming back and we don't want to invest in our country and you. Throp would like to see a development with 100% solar renewable. I think that's great idea. Donovan says, I think some Jamaicans want cheap housing. Nowhere in the world can you live and the cheapest house is $25,000. Not every Jamaican is going to be able to buy a house. Shauna says there's different markets, subcategories within real estate, luxury, commercial, affordable, and etc. Therefore, there's a sub-market for every individual to choose from. There you go. Jamin says, I follow a local Jamaican real estate couple account, and they buy affordable houses, 40 million Jamaican dollars, which is $250,000. There you go. Affordable Jamaican housing. Gary says, when I come back, I'm coming back to help my people. Awesome. Donna says, I found the story behind Irie Villa on the 7 Mile Beach inspiring. This is what I'm talking about. Youth from Red Ground makes his childhood dream come true and builds that beautiful villa. So Irie Villa is here on the beach. I believe it's a 10-bedroom villa. And the youth she's talking about, he's a doctor. Now, grew up in Red Ground, which is the ghetto here. Sorry, in here in Negril, and he came from just a really bad environment. Became a medical doctor, saved up his money, and bought a beachfront property that is now a villa, and he's renting it out. Now, is he considered Jamaican? Is he considered local? To me, like these are the stories that I want to hear, and like these are the people that I want to be investing and to be a part of this forward movement. I think it's a beautiful story. Beautiful story. Thank you for that, Donna. Price on the units $140,000 and $160,000. Rude Boy says, Throp, he does not realize that a country is built with investors, local or foreigners. There you go. Sorry, I knew this was going to happen. 1 second. My camera died. 1 second. I'm going to throw, I don't know why this thing doesn't charge the camera. Well, let me throw on a quick commercial while I go and turn on this camera. We'll do ThropX commercial. Throp here again. As you're probably hearing, Jamaica is on an unprecedented economical tear, and I know many people are interested to learn how they might be able to buy property in Jamaica, move here, or even start a business. Enter ThropX. This is my annual Jamaica investment conference hosted at Travelers Beach Resort in Negril, Jamaica. If you're even considering moving to or investing in Jamaica, this is the best low-risk opportunity to do your due diligence and network with the very people driving the country forward. This event brings together a group of hand-picked, trusted, top-of-their-field individuals, the best developers, contractors, real estate pros, lenders, and government partners, all under one roof to help you make your move. This is very much an action-focused premium conference experience geared towards empowering you with the tools and team necessary to create your Jamaica dream. We've partnered with the Tax Administration of Jamaica to help you get your TRN and even open a bank account, all conveniently located on conference property. One of the most popular parts of the conference is the real estate tour. It's the best way to understand Jamaica's real estate market, seeing and experiencing properties firsthand so you can compare apples to apples. Another incredibly valuable part of the conference is the people you will meet. Attendees have been some of the most dynamic, inspiring individuals I have met doing incredible things with their lives. As always, this year will be fun, educational, and actionable, giving you the tools, insights, and connections to invest, build, and move to Jamaica. For more information, please visit thropx.com and join our mailing list. All right, we're back. Sorry about that. I need to get a stronger charger. All right, let's go here. Jamaica 278 says, Throp, not every comment you should welcome to your platform. We are all not ignorant. Thank you. Gary says, and what is this from a man who told God that 40 years ago he would never go back? Okay. Justin says, ignorance has held us back for far too long. Break the cycle. Carlene says, well said, Throp. Thank you. Nat says, I don't know why they take you there. I'm an American hoping to relocate there this year. Buying a unit isn't in my budget. Why complain? I just share it with those who may be interested. Is eating at Travelers going out talking about me not cooking? Yes. Jaden says, Throp, you might want to share the payment breakdown for anyone that is not viewed the other video. Thank you for that, Jaden. So the payment structure is 50%. This is for the Oasis. 50% down, 25% in July, and 25% upon completion of construction in September 2027. So that's the breakdown if you're interested in investing in the Oasis. Excuse me. Gordon says, by the way, I'm Jamaican and just recently acquired 3 properties in Negril. Congrats. Awesome. Love to hear it. I love to hear these stories. Let's keep going. Anik, I can't buy a property in Montreal for that price. Studios are starting at 200,000 Canadian and have high condo fees. This is a very reasonable price, especially with the developed and undeveloped land. Sea Legend says, I submitted my interest earlier today. Are you guys going by who actually makes half the down payment when we first choose who gets selected? Yes. So say somebody says they're interested, we got you on the list, and your first person, not saying this is the timeline, it's like, hey, we need the money by Friday. And Friday comes, all right, you don't have a Friday. How about Monday? That comes, you know what I'm saying? So if somebody doesn't make that down payment within a time frame, then somebody else is going to fill their spot. But there are still units available. We're not even at that point. Put it that way. We're not at that point. So it's just trying to get the people who are really serious and want this and are ready to go to do this. So that's how the first come first serve situation works. Any escalation on the advertised price? No, no, no. This is it. This is it. It's not going up 140, 160. That's it. Not trying to make any more money as time goes along in any way, which I really, really appreciate from the developers. So, and things are going well. Things are going really well, which as far as inquiries are going. Justin, what's going on? Thank you so much, man. Don't waste energy dealing with ignorance. They're the same people who also hold us back. You're right about that, man. 100% right about that. Gordon, thank you so much for becoming a channel member. I appreciate you and appreciate the support of the channel. Dennis says, right now I'm building up a 3-bedroom going to be Airbnb and living space, but I see Negril is about to be booming. This is why I'm moving back. Awesome. Awesome. Love to hear it. Yeah, Negril's coming along. Negril's coming along for sure. It still needs like, it's like, it still needs something to push things over the edge, And I'm saying this for people who like may have like some sort of FOMO that they might not be able to get in this and they're not in a position to buy into the Oasis as great as a deal that it is right now. And you just, oh God, I missed out, right? I said the same thing. I mean, this is an extreme example, but I look at Point Village. That is, it'll never go back to this, but believe it or not, Point Village was going for like, I want to say some units for $40,000. This was probably 2016, 10 years ago. My goodness. And like I said earlier, if you find something there for under 300, you're lucky. You're lucky. And so I say that to say that Negril still hasn't reached like this it's boom phase. It's not there. It's not like how Miami was during COVID, even though that is becoming ever so more obvious that was a fleeting situation. But it's not like Negril is not in a position like, oh my God, I missed the boat. It's over. I'm going to have to pay double the price. I think it's how it is on like individual opportunities, but as it goes for like Negril as a whole, we're still not there, and I don't know what's gonna kind of be the turning point that I will actually use the term that like, oh, Negril is booming. Where I will not use that term. I think we're moving closer and closer to that direction, in that direction for sure. And so I say that to say, like, you still have time. There's still going to be more opportunities. And I promise you, like, and I know of them. I know of them that they're coming, but it's not like some of them are not going to happen this year. Some of them are probably not going to happen until 2028. So I say this to say is like, put yourself in a position, for the 2028, 2029, because I think that that's where you're going to be on the cusp where things are gonna, and I feel like a lot of Jamaica is gonna be along that timeline, because things are gonna be different. Things are gonna be very different. Like as we hear about things coming down the pipeline, but it just takes a little time. But it's a good thing, especially for prospective investors, because it gives you a few more years to be able to save up a little bit of money, maybe move them things around, maybe sell some other assets that you may have. But you still have time. It's just put yourself in a position. Now, 2026 March right now, we bring this Oasis deal to the forefront. I believe in another 2 years, there's going to be something relative to this as well. Like it may not be 140, 160, but it'll be relative to the time and relative to the value that you'll get that is going to be coming up. And so those folks who are out there who's like, man, I wish I had the money, put yourself in a position for 2028 where you don't want to say that. He's like, oh, I have the money. I'm ready. We're ready to go. This is what we saved for. This is the position that I made sure that I was in to be able to get in on a similar deal relative to the Oasis deal. So, even if you don't make it on this one, all is not lost. All is not lost. It's the same thing. People said the same thing about Coral Seas. They had this FOMO. They were like, "Oh my god!" I always bring up my friend who came to ThropX that year, and he left the day before we presented the Oasis. I'm not the Oasis. The day before we went to Coral Seas for the real estate tour. He's like, "Oh my god, if I had stayed one more day, I would have been a part of that deal." And I just told everybody, and like a lot of people who came up to me afterwards, like, "Oh man, I miss." There's gonna be another one, and like after Oasis, there's gonna be another one. Just put yourself in a position. Just put yourself in a position. Be on the ready. Couple of years, there'll be something like this again. So, letting you know, all hope is not lost by any means. Janelle says, I think the airport will definitely be a plus. Yeah, maybe that's the turning point. Maybe it's the urban center. Maybe it's them redoing the roads which we've heard so much about for so long. Maybe it's the Echo Park at the Negril Palm Reserves. I'm not sure, but maybe it's the expansion of like we're finally getting streetlights downtown Negril. I'm not even gonna say it but the roundabout is being fixed up. Maybe it's a fruit and vegetable market. Maybe it's a combination of all of these things where things are starting to turn over. I don't know. I don't know what it is. What is gonna push us over this hill and to get more people, like there would be like a gold rush, like when people were going to Silicon Valley in the late 90s and early 2000s to set up these IT companies. I don't know, but I feel like that version is going to come to this area and come here. Maybe it's the Oasis. I don't know. I don't know. But I like to say, I just remind everybody, it's like we're not quite yet there, but we're going there very, very, very slowly, but very steadily. Gary Watson, thank you so much for becoming a channel member. I appreciate your support. I appreciate all my channel members. Thank you all so much. Tracy says, Throp, do you know if the investors are planning to replace the roof? Is there a projected cost regarding the maintenance fee? Thank you. No, they're not replacing any of the roofs. The roofs are solid. If you can see even from my drone footage, the roofs are solid. There's a little bit of they're not even shingles. They're like like a decorative metal that probably just needs to be I wouldn't even say resurfaced, but put down. Roofs are solid. All the roofs are solid. We walked through all of them on the third floor and the second floor of the cottage units. Third floor of the main building, second floor of the cottage units. But doesn't at least from my perspective, my novice perspective, it looks solid to me. And there's no plans to do that. Projected maintenance costs, like I said, between 250 and 300, and I think that's quite high, to be honest. I think that's going to be on the higher end. This is my back of the envelope calculation, and I'm putting it higher just to kind of just be conservative and get context of like this is what is, and that's kind of why I went through the staffing. But I think the ace up the sleeve really is the restaurant rental. So I don't know how much that could be, maybe a couple thousand a month. I'm not sure, but remains to be seen. Don't hold me to any of these numbers. These are just trying to give you a ballpark idea. Quantity says, if an owner places their unit in the building's rental program, is there a separate management or rental fee in addition to the HOA fee? And how is that fee structured? Good question. So they're actually, as it is now, they're actually going to be managing it for you. So again, don't quote me on this. This is kind of what we're thinking of a 70-30 split for managing the property, for managing it. This remains to be set in stone. This is still open, but this is what they're thinking, just letting everybody know. So that is yes, in addition to the maintenance fee. Negril is sleepy good, still organically authentic. I agree. Nat says, I mentioned this before. Not buying at Point Village is a huge regret. My cousins and I were looking in 2005 when units were available at $25,000. Oh my gosh, 25,000. Not 125, 25,000. You live and you learn. You live and you learn. We're in the same boat there. Then it says, what about the plan on the Deep West End to build up a cruise dock and more hotel and hospital? If that really happens, it definitely will bring back Negril on the map. I discussed this before. I don't know about that plan. I'll just leave it at that. I don't know about that one. We're going to keep it pushing. Gary says it would be nice to know that Jamaicans own Jamaica. Invest is a good way of doing that. I agree. Jamaicans should invest in Jamaica. Jamaica 278 says, Throp, is this $3 trillion Negril Paradise integrated resort Jamaica a reality from arriving in Jamaica? What are you talking about? Are you talking about that property on the West End too? Is that the one you're referring to? Please let me know. Kwani says, if an owner places their unit in the building, okay, I already answered that. Shauna says, when a few diasporans return to Jamaica, it will force to fix weak/poor infrastructure. Agreed. Janelle says, I missed the maintenance breakdown. Can you run through it again? So I just did a back of the envelope calculation on what it would cost to actually run the property. And so we did on the high end. Oops. Say it was $300 per unit per month. That's 57 units. Just spitballing here. At $17,100 per month. Let's times 160. That's 2.7 million. And that will be used for water, for all the common areas, housekeeping, all of these things, $2.7 million. Security guard, housekeeping, maintenance, gardening, that sort of thing. So I said between 250 and 300. That's what I think. 250 and 300. Is the Jamaican Diaspora Conference this year? Yes, it is. It's in June, I believe. Sorry, Janelle. I hope that helps. So I think it's gonna be between 250 and 300. It could be less. They're trying to bring that down. I could assure you, like, they're trying to bring that down as low as they possibly can. Debbie says, good evening, Throp and Throppers. Debbie from Toronto here. Remember to hit the like button. Thanks for the value that you bring to the community, to all contributors. Thank you so much, Debbie. I appreciate that. Janelle says, can you opt out of management, meaning listing it on Airbnb yourself? I'm not sure. Good question. But I think they're trying to do it themselves. This is kind of becoming more and more popular as well, because it just kind of guarantees the service, and then also the condo board will manage it. So I got to think of the Pinnacle, and I like that much better. Like, you can't do Airbnb at the Pinnacle. They are managing it, and they're making sure that they keep up the quality and the standard of the product. But fair question. I will ask and circle back and try to make some sort of an announcement, if you will, as it relates to that. But we'll talk more about it as the weeks progress and as the project progresses. What is the price? The price of the units are $140,000 or $160,000, depending on which one you want to go with. I'd like to book a viewing of the property. Can you just scan the QR code on your screen right now, and you can fill out the form, and we can set that up for you? Are you in Jamaica? Because if you are, we can set this up this week. Rich, big up to you and your platform, because I feel like living in Jamaica is possible. Born in Canada to parents with siblings raised in Jamaica, their lived experience made me feel like life in Jamaica won't work. I might have work. I respected their opinions because they have a lens I don't have. However, I am a member of the diaspora and want to invest in the country I consider home when I touch down. Awesome. We'd love to have you, and I love that for you, and I know it's going to happen for you, and hopefully we'll continue to give you the resources, information, and knowledge to empower you to reach your Jamaica goal and your Jamaica dream, whatever that looks like for you. Sea Legend says, when is your annual seminar? So we have 2 this year. So we're doing May 24th to 30th, and then also November 15th to 21st. So you have 2 choices this year due to Hurricane Melissa, and they're both great. This year, I think one of the main differences this year is that we will be going to St. Elizabeth because we're going to Treasure Beach, but also we'll be doing a stop off in Black River. We're trying to figure out exactly what that looks like because we also want to give there. I know there are going to be opportunities for investment in Black River without question. And if people are interested in that, we're going to try to connect you with the people that can make that happen. And we are in touch with, let's say, movers and shakers in the area to provide that opportunity. So that will be one of the main differences for this year, because we're doing a real estate tour in Negril, and then we're also doing a real estate tour in Treasure Beach. Rose says, I think I misunderstood. How much can I pay now to move in 2027? So the unit is 140,000 or 160,000. So the payment plans, I'm not sure if this is what you're asking. Not payment plans. The payment structure is 50% down now, 25%, an additional 25% in July 2020 of this year, 2026, and then final payment, final 25% upon completion, which would be September 2027. So that's when you will be able to move in. Debbie, thank you so much for the donation. Thank you for the $10. I appreciate it. Thank you for everybody who donated. Thank you for everybody who has become a channel member today. I appreciate you all so much. I really do. Kwani says, just to confirm, if a unit participates in the rental program, would there be an approximately 30% management fee in addition to the SATA HOA fees, as well as Airbnb fees, utilities, tax, and insurance? Yes, that is what it is. That's from what I understand. But again, don't hold me to that. Don't hold me to those numbers. Don't hold me to that agreement. But that's what I understand. Rose says that's a good price. Toronto today, Negril from the 23rd. Okay. What's today's date? Yeah, set that up. That's next week, next Monday, right? Hold on. Wrong month. Yeah, that is next Monday. Yeah. Set it up in the form, and we'll make that happen. Jobless says, as a single woman interested in the Oasis, would I need to get an Uber every time I want to leave the property? Does taxi go out there on a regular, like a beach road? I do not own a car. So there's a couple ways you can do it. We do have Ubers in Negril, but I don't know many people who use that. Not like Kingston, they use Uber all the time, like regularly. But two ways you can look at this. So let's go to the map here. So you can here's Oasis here. You can walk out on this road and you can catch a route taxi here and move like a local and take your route taxi up and down the West End Road. Or if you want to go to the beach, you can take it down to downtown Negril here and either walk up the beach or take another route taxi along the beach here. Or if you wanted to go to Sav or somewhere else, you can take a route taxi along Napro Road, right? Or you can, what also a lot of local people do here is you have your taxi driver, and everybody has a taxi driver and when I say their taxi driver is like somebody that they can always call, or they have a couple that they can always call to come pick them up, take them here or there, and that you don't necessarily need to own a car. But as you can see, it's quite, it's a bit of a walk. It's not crazy to get to the main road here, but you can walk to the main road and then take a route taxi, or you can have your personal taxi come and pick you up. And I know a lot of people move that way. Oops. So you got a couple options. Oh, thank you so much for the donation. Really appreciate it. Really, really appreciate it. Thank you. All right. I think we're going to leave it there. What time is it? Damn, it's almost 5:00. Hope you all enjoy this. Thank you guys for chiming in and hanging out. And 2 hours just flies. This is great. Tracy's a public beach close by. It's about, somebody who put in the comments, it's about 3 miles. I'll bring up the map again and show you. So this is Oasis here on the west end. And then the water is here, obviously. And then you'd need, the closest public beach would be downtown Negril, would be here. All right. So hope that helps. Drop you balling today. Thank you. Okay, I think we're going to leave it there. All right, so okay, got some info from the developers that just came in on my phone. Thank you guys. All right, so couple things. We plan to have these are questions that came up earlier, and I know you guys are watching, development team, marketing team. If there's anything else that you want me to mention before I close off here, just shoot me a text. So yes, they plan on having each person have their own parking spot at Oasis. So I think maybe it was Arrow who asked that earlier. I'm not sure, but everybody will have their own parking spot. And as I mentioned, they have quite a large parking lot here that you can see there. Also, you will have beach access at White Sands. So remember, these are the same guys, these are the same developers who recently acquired White Sands. So I think that is a huge, huge plus in having access to your own beach. In a sense, it's not yours, but it is yours, right? So we're moving back to the 7 Mile White Sand Beach of Negril, and White Sands. Hold on, too far up. Sorry. Woodstock, Alfred, 7 Mile. Where am I? Somewhere around here. Waves. White. Is this White Sands? Oh, that's Nirvana. What the heck? Now we're finding this. Why am I? It's here. I promise you. I promise you, White Sands is on this map. Vera. Roots Bamboo. Somebody help me here. Whistling Bird. Rondell Village. Jungle. Waves. Lazy Days. Shirella. Oh my God. I'm gonna take away my Negril license here. I know it's not that far up. But here, it's on the beach. So you have access to it. Sorry about that, everybody. Let me see if I have anything else. All right, so I think that's a huge positive. So you don't necessarily have to go to downtown. And the thing with White Sands is, like, there's a bar there, there's a restaurant. If you didn't want to go to a public beach, which you can of course go to, but there's a bar, a restaurant there as well, and beach chairs, loungers. So I think that's great. Thank you, Justin. Almost forgot. Happy belated birthday. Thank you. Appreciate that. You're too kind, man. Always appreciate your support. Let's go. Yep. Darnell, own parking. Yep. Own parking spot. Is there anything for sale at White Sands currently? I believe so. I don't know if you guys are still watching, but yes, I believe there are still units available at White Sands. Shoot me a message. If you could, Darnell, if you're interested, and I can get you that information as soon as possible. Between Nirvana and Irie Villa. Hold on. All right, we're going to find it. Thank you. Now we're going to find White Sands. I don't want to type it in. Kiyaba. Drifters. That's 1 mile. Trust me, I know Negril. Alfred's. I know these places. Rooms. Okay. Woodstock Roots, fun holiday. Waves. Oh, we're going to let this go. Sorry, guys. All right, Beach Villa, Idle a While, Coco La Palm. Sorry, they took White Sands off the map on the beach. It's here, I promise. I probably passed it like 11 times. Anyway. Not a Bryce. Oh, really? Beach access at White Sands. Excellent. Yes. Hi, everyone joining from Montreal, Canada. Wow, I feel like I missed something important. No, you can go back and rewatch. No problem. Okay, we're going to leave it there. Thanks so much, everybody, for joining. Near Waves Beach. I know. I tried. This is embarrassing. Damn, that's so funny. I don't know if anybody knows the story about Flag City. Recently got moved. They moved right near Travelers, and they are already on Google Maps. That's pretty funny. All right, we're gonna find White Sands. I'm gonna have to type it in. Waves Beach. I know we're here. It's somewhere here. It's somewhere here on the map. All right, I give. Oh my gosh. All right, thank you guys. Keep sending me money. Thank you, Jordina. Thank you. You're so nice. You're so kind. Thank you, guys. I also just point to note, the Oasis is located on Negril's West End, offering very convenient and close access to world-famous Rick's Cafe, which is approximately 200 meters to 1 kilometer away. Good point. You can walk there. Yes, I'm going to find it after the live stream. Thank you, Shauna. Nova says, okay, maybe a lower income Jamaican won't be able to afford it. Also, I'm an average middle income Jamaican American who is unsure if I can afford it too. Gotcha. Happy belated birthday. My birthday was the 11th. Oh, really? Okay. Happy birthday to us. That's awesome. Thank you, Darnell. Appreciate the address. Okay, we're going to really leave it there. I'm going to get rolling here. Thank you all so much for hanging out. This was another fun one. And like I said, we got more of these coming out. That, you know, we're probably rolling out a new real estate feature every 2 weeks, pretty much right through April. Right through April, as a matter of fact. So this was an exciting one. I'm glad you all liked it. Fill out those information forms. You can scan the QR code on your screen, and we're going to get back to everybody tomorrow. Somebody on the team will. This was fun. All right, we're going to roll it there. We're going to leave you and roll out with Got You on Pinnacle. Have a great rest of your Sunday, everybody, and have a great week ahead. Thanks again for joining. Peace, everybody. Today, we're visiting the Pinnacle's beautiful 2-bedroom sample apartment located on the 3rd floor of Tower 1, the Swallowtail Tower. This unit is lagoon-facing, offering open water views and a peaceful backdrop that defines the overall atmosphere of this space. This tour will give you a real sense of what to expect from these residents and what living will feel like here. The apartment features a double balcony, ensuite bathrooms, and a thoughtful layout designed for comfort and flow. So come along and join us for this stunning apartment tour. So Kanya, this is a 2-bedroom that we're seeing, the concept 2-bedroom.
Yes, this is our 1299 square feet lagoon facing 2-bed.
Okay, and we are on the 3rd floor?
We're on the 3rd floor, and remember, living starts on the 3rd floor. So this is the lowest possible level to live, lowest view that you'll get. Everything else is elevated, it goes up. So it's 1299 square feet. It's open concept, living, dining, kitchen. 9.5 feet is the distance between the ceiling and the floor. Category 5, hurricane-proof windows and doors. Quartz countertops, recessed lights, central air, and the furniture, of course, is for staging purposes.
Okay, and so everybody will have an opportunity to choose and design, decorate.
It depends.
Okay.
So in the residential tower, this tower, yes.
Okay.
But if you're in the Canary Tower and you're going to want to put your unit back with the hotel, we have a tier, different options that you can choose from.
Okay. So obviously fully customizable, dream furniture, dream table.
Of course,
that you want.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. Beautiful. And now moving into the bedroom. Which bedroom
Primary
is this?
bed.
This is the primary bed.
This is primary bed. So you get this view. It's a rainy day, but still a beautiful view.
Definitely.
From this primary bed, look at the space. It's a king-size bed, night tables. You can recline here, ensuite bathroom with a wet room, right? Because you have your big bath where you can soak, and then there's also a shower.
So that's one thing that I really like about this is that
The space.
this space.
The
I didn't
space.
know that's what it's called, the wet room.
I just had a client say to me the other day, that's not really a bathroom, it's a wet room. And I'm like, yeah, it is a wet room.
is.
It's a wet room. You close this door and it's a wet room.
And it definitely has that indoor-outdoor feeling.
Yes. And you won't be outside looking in, you won't be able to see, but you can stay inside and look outside. So you can be soaking while taking in that view.
Yeah, nobody can see you.
Yes.
That's good. That's awesome. Oh, I love the layout. I love the tall ceilings as well. I'm a huge fan.
Of high ceilings. Yeah.
Definitely.
Very nice.
And you
All right.
get 2 balconies here.
Yes. So you have one to the left and then one in front and then this one. Ooh, you feel that breeze?
Yeah.
This one goes all the way down to the secondary bed.
And I also like the fact that each bedroom has its own bathroom.
And closet.
And closet, right.
Own bathroom and closet. So you can have your own privacy. One thing else that I like about this, about all the units, although it's central air, each unit still has your own control. So you can have the AC out here. The master one is on. And you can adjust it to what you want in your bedroom, on, off, whatever the temperature. You can do that in your bedroom.
Very nice.
Closet space, bathroom. See how the lights came on? See how the lights came on? I didn't touch anything.
I love it. Nice. Very nice. Again, tall ceilings, tall enclosure as well.
A lot of space for showering.
Tons and tons of space. I love the inset as well. Anytime I go, it feels like a hotel, you know. And
The finishes? Yes.
The finishes, but anytime I go to a hotel, like the bathroom is so important. And having that, as simple as that is, it is a huge convenience.
It is, absolutely.
Very beautifully designed. And this behind us with the balcony.
This is a balcony with more views.
Very nice.
Grade 12A porcelain tiles. And same, we're consistent with the windows and doors. 9.5 feet. Category 5 hurricane proof.
Excellent. And we just went through Melissa. Still here. No problem.
here.
Nothing. No issue at all.
No damages at all.
And I would presume that because the glass is so thick and it is made for that type of impact, that's why it's so quiet in here.
Exactly.
And you don't hear the outside traffic or even the rain that is coming down right now.
You hear nothing from outside.
That's crazy.
There's construction going on right now. You don't hear any construction noises. Once they're closed, that's it. It blocks out all the noise.
That's huge.
Amazing.
Talk about peace and quiet.
Peace of mind, serenity, relaxation. Yes.
Oh, this is great. And how much would a unit like this go for?
This right now is 691,000. This exact unit.
691,000.
Yes.
Man, get it while you can.
Get it while you can.
Get it while you can. Now, this is absolutely beautiful. Thank you, Kanya, for taking the
You're
time.
welcome. It was a pleasure.
I hope you enjoyed the tour of this third floor, 2-bedroom, lagoon facing apartment at the Pinnacle Swallowtail Tower. If you'd like more information on the Pinnacle, please scan the QR code on the screen or visit the link in the description below. Came back on to show you White Sands. Wasn't letting it go. Right here. This is why, because I was looking for it on the beach. It's actually geotagged here across the street on the right side of your screen. So White Sands is right here on the beach. Told you it exists. This property right here in these 957 Grill. And they have property on both sides of the streets, and they have units on both sides of the streets. So there you go. White Sands. This is where you will have beach access to if you buy into the Oasis. So you'll have direct beach access to somewhere that has a bar, restaurant, and beach. Thanks, everyone. Peace.